Welcome to the MindofMoguls Podcast, where we talk all things moguls.
And what's on your mind?
Let's go. Woo, 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 woo. Pew, pew, pew. We got a guest in the building.
First guest.
Oh
my gosh, really?
You are the first one.
I feel special.
You are.
Very.
You are. And she's not at the market today. Is it today that you go to the market?
Yeah, I'm always at the market every Sunday.
No, I was wondering about that. I was like, she must be coming after the market.
No, I didn't go today. So it was Oktoberfest. And this year I decided not to do it. Took the Sunday off, so I'm here with y'all.
Oh,
We are
now we're
honored.
special.
Yes.
I love this.
How was your week? How's it been? Monique, how's it been?
It's been a busy week, but
You just got off the road, didn't you?
literally just hopped off the highway.
See,
It was
that's how
like,
moguls do.
Wow.
Gotta go record this podcast. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
That's how moguls do. Ella, how you in?
I've been good. It's a busy time, stressed, but in a good way. So I'm excited.
What about your
I'm
week?
so excited. It has been. Ooh, I feel like every week I do that. I take a deep breath every week, but it's been interesting. I'm trying to figure out kind of what's next for the businesses, and
With the S.
I could tell that too, because we haven't really talked a lot this week.
yeah,
So I know that means you up to something.
Yeah, and I have narrowed down like where I want to move. I think I narrowed it down to like 4, so I'm gonna plan some visits at the top of next year, Q1, and start making those preparations. I gave myself 3 years to move from Chattanooga. So.
Okay, that gives me a year more than I thought I had. So I'll take it.
So
3 is
yes.
good. 3 is good. Isn't 3 the number of completion?
It is. It is. And that number just dropped in my spirit. But this is not about me. Let's will it in. We need to introduce our guest because, we know Ella, but, some people may not know Ella. So, I'm trying to think when I met Ella. When did we meet?
I'll tell you. It was February of 2021. No. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it was. That's when I first saw you in person. It was the Black History Month at the mall.
Oh, yeah, the expo.
Yep,
Oh, my God.
And it had to be, I think it was 2021. It had to be.
Yeah. And then I remember my friend was like, girl, you got to get on TikTok. And I was like, I do not want to do not another subscription thing where I have to create nothing, post nothing. And I was like, who is doing this well? So I reached out and I was like, can I just schedule a meeting with you? And we met at one of the local coffee shops and she dropped some gems and I'm so appreciative.
Of course, I'm excited that you went forward and actually did it. Because sometimes you talk to people, even aspiring entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs, and a lot of great conversation happens, but there's no follow through.
Right.
So I was excited to see that you followed through and that you had so much success with it.
Before we get into that, though, tell us about you. Tell the people who you are, what you do.
Well,
And she didn't bring what she does. So
my gosh.
We kind of
We heard about
we
it,
heard.
but
I'm
it's
sorry,
okay.
y'all.
It's all right though.
I apologize. I can't even promise to bring some next time because my memory.
We gonna remind you. That's one thing. Listen, y'all, being a mogul, you need a personal assistant.
That part.
Real bad.
Because if I had somebody to be like, remind the guests, what time to be there, da. But we send out automatic email reminders and stuff. So, but yes, tell the people who you are, who we got in the building.
So look at me looking at the audience like there's somebody there. But
They are.
I'm Ella Livingston. I own a company called Asante. And what we do is we handcraft beautiful chocolates that are almost too pretty to eat. Now that's our tagline now, but we're going through a revamping and we're becoming bean to bar, which means that we're going to be processing the cacao beans ourselves. So as we revamp and we rebrand, my tagline is going to change. Everything's going to change. But
It's changed.
yeah. So I'm going through like the strategy of that like right now. It's a lot. It's a lot to try to be creative when you're like already running something.
Yes.
And you have to like be intentional about setting aside the time just to think. Who would have thought that was so important? But yeah, that's what I do. We make pretty chocolates, and our goal is to really make an impact in the cocoa industry, specifically in Ghana, by just changing the way we're able to source direct, and by being able to pay farmers more and address all the inequities in the cocoa industry.
Okay.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Every time Monique goes to the market on Sundays, let me just tell you, she always texts me. It's like, I got the goods.
Yes.
She was there.
Always. Yes,
So,
honey.
when did you start Cocoa Asante? And tell me how to pronounce it.
Cocoa Asante.
Asante. Because, girl, I don't know what I be saying.
I be
Sometimes
saying I say it the black way. Asante, like Ashanti.
Yeah. Which is actually interesting because, so I'm from the Asante tribe in Ghana, and it's spelled A-S-A-N, oh my God, A-S-A-N-T-E. But the British spelling of that is Ashanti, right? Which is the same spelling as
What
Ashanti
does
the
What does it
singer.
mean?
So Asante is just the name of our
Okay.
tribe. But the British, of course, they have to come in and change everything. I mean, it's not much difference between Asante and Ashanti, but they had to create the
whole
English
new-
way of it. Yeah, the English spelling of it. So when I created the company, I was actually trying to debate, do I go this spelling or do I go with the, like, you know, the more recognizable one? But I wanted to stay as authentic and as true to my culture as possible. So I chose the Ghanaian way of spelling it.
As you should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so when did you first start? I know it started with the trip overseas. So tell us about that. Like how, because when I be going on trips, I ain't thinking about starting nothing. I'm there. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Honestly, the idea happened when I was studying abroad in Japan. And honestly, like, I didn't go with the intention of starting a business or anything like that. Like, at the time, I was studying mathematics and engineering. I was there for a year just to gain as much cultural experience, just to expose myself. And it just so happened that I went to this like ritzy district called the Ginza district. I spent $20 buying this beautiful box of chocolates. The customer service was spectacular, as is like known in Japan. And, you know, I'm not a chocoholic. I don't normally buy chocolate for myself. I just so happened to walk into the shop and say, okay, let me just buy something. And I was a broke college student. So the fact that I spent $20 on a box of chocolate was like, you know, it didn't, I was like, why would I do this?
Why?
Yeah, why? So then I remember going back to my dorm room, and I remember opening, and the packaging was beautiful. And they had like a little mini fork like next to the box. And you would use it to like poke into each of the little squares. And the first piece of chocolate I put in my mouth literally changed my life. And it was just, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so spectacular. The decadence, the richness, how fresh it tasted, how it melted, the texture. I had never experienced chocolate like that. And I wanted to bring that experience back, like, with me to the U.S., just overall. So even leaving, you know, Japan, I would always say, oh, you know, I'm from Ghana. Everybody knows this, where cocoa beans come from, or one of the countries where great cocoa beans comes from. And I knew my family history with the cocoa farms. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, you know, start my own chocolate factory. But I don't think I took myself seriously, because I came back and I pursued education. So it wasn't until me and my Rudy, he's now my husband, we went to visit my dad. My dad was like, didn't you want to start a chocolate company? And that reignited kind of like the idea of what I wanted to do. And from then on, I actually like put towards energy in starting this business. So 2018 is when I officially registered the business.
2018.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been 5 years now.
I know.
Oh, Lord.
Time be flying when you be
Yeah.
productive and doing stuff. Ooh.
The growth in that amount of time.
Yeah. And we didn't see a lot of, thank you. And it's like, we didn't see a lot of that growth until literally this year. Like we've been growing, but like it's like when you start from zero, if you make, I think our first year we did maybe $900 that first year, and to me I was like, oh my gosh, like $900, you know, like that's like so many people believed in my dream enough to support me to the point where I made $900 in an entire year. So it felt like something, right? And so to see our growth from where I'm $900 in a year, and you grow and you grow and you grow, and where you are now, where you're able to hire employees, afford health insurance, afford a location, it's like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And if in my first year somebody gave me $1 million, I think sometimes when you want to start a business, you think about how much money you're going to make and it's going to be great. But there's a mental, like a mindset change that you have to go through.
Absolutely.
Especially when you don't come from much, because if you get $1 million, you're not going to know how to manage that. And you might be hearing and be like, oh, but whatever. But if I got $1 million, like it'd be a game changer. No, I'm telling you, you wouldn't know what to do with that money, where to put it, how to grow it. I don't even feel comfortable spending money at the stage that I am. Not $1 million, y'all. Not yet. But it's coming. But it's like, if it's so hard for me now to like spend money, like how am I gonna try to like run $1 million company? I gotta pay employees. I'm sitting here being stingy because I don't want to pay money. You know. So there's a whole mindset change that has to come as you grow with your company, and that's been the beautiful part about this journey. Is I'm glad that it's happened now because I think I'm able to mentally handle the shift in thinking that happens now.
Yeah, that's super important. Like the shift in the growth of business.
Yeah. Ooh. Monique, I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to get on the mic.
Like this.
Yeah.
Can y'all see past me?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Girl,
so the topic that we are discussing. So Monique and I, we sat down and we came up with topics. Pretty much through next year, we've got all of like our guests lined up, and so she's the first guest, but there will be other guests. And this particular episode, we wanted to talk about marketing like a mogul. So, like, I know Simply Props, primarily, we don't do any type of paid marketing or paid advertising. It primarily has been, social media and using just my iPhone and marketing that way. So, what can you say to moguls who want to kind of get into it, but kind of just don't know where to start? I know, like, we hear everything is content, and that is very much true. But for the people who are recording the videos and then they're like, okay, now they're in my phone, and so now what?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be overwhelming. Not going to lie. Content creation is very overwhelming. So if that is not your expertise, your goal is simply to get your business out there, showcase what you do, find your audience, and then as soon as you're able to, hire that role out. Because if that's not your gift and that's not your talent, you don't want to, like, content creation takes a lot of time.
It does.
And I don't think I realized how much time it started to consume me until I finally contracted somebody else to do it. But in terms of where to start, I wish there was like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. And if you do these 3 steps, you're good to go and you're guaranteed. But the thing about content creation is, as we all know, every social media platform can change just like that. Right. And there can be right now it's Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok is a new hot thing. But tomorrow it could be something else. You just never know. And so your goal using social media is just to find the best way to showcase your business so that people know that you exist and know what you do. That's it. And all of your content, your main goal should be, if you're a business, is to convert that content into people actually buying. That doesn't mean every day you're saying, hey, we have a sale, hey, buy. It just means that you're showing who your brand is, so that even if people are not buying now, maybe later on down the line, I'm a chocolate business. So even if people aren't buying now, that's fine. I know I want to curate a relationship with them. So Christmas, they buy. Valentine's, they buy. Birthdays, they buy. Celebrations, they buy, right? If they think of something special that they want to give, they think of us. So that's your main goal. You won't know what type of sounds to use, hashtags, how many hashtags, what sort of captions, angles? Do they like behind the scenes? Do they like you sitting there just talking and doing storytelling, get readies with me? You won't know until you try. So just getting on that platform, watching what a good thing to do is follow people who are doing well in your industry, who have a high follower and high engagement count, and then see what they're doing. And then don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Do something brand new.
Right.
Do your own behind the scenes. Do your own, whatever that content is that you see. You're going to see that there's like buckets that people tend to do, where there's educational content, there's trends, there's the behind the scenes, there's the storytelling. So you're going to see those sort of categories, and then you're just going to do content and try to give a variety to your audience. And then what your audience responds to is what you give them more of. As long as it fits in your brand. Ooh. So there are things and there are trends that I want to do so bad. Like, so bad. Ooh. Can I cuss on this? Like,
if you want
so damn bad. But I was just like, who is my target customer? And if my target customer sees this and they ask me about this, can I explain myself? And if I am going to stutter and feel awkward, this is not the content that I need to be posting. I am very much pro-Black, pro going back to Ghana, pro building up Ghana. That is well known about the brand. But in being pro-Black, that doesn't mean I'm anti anything else. Right. So there's some content that, it's funny to me. You know, I want to show up with the folding chair with the Alabama bra, but I can't because my audience will not respond well to that.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Really good nuggets.
I appreciate you.
Important information too.
How do you okay, so last time we talked about networking and how
is it important?
There's a difference between the networking that you do locally and then the networking that you do like when you're going out of town, when you're, doing these grants and all different types of things where it's not in your city. Mm-hmm. How important is it to know who you're marketing to? Because it's Chattanooga, of course, because we live here, it is part of who you're marketing to. Yeah. But we all know, because we know you, that Coco Asante is a global. It's a brand that reaches beyond where we are. So how important is it to know who you're marketing to? Because I think that can kind of help people to steer where they need to and to kind of niche down like, okay, my market is here. Yeah. This is where I need to target my efforts.
Yeah. I guess I'll answer this in kind of two fronts. In everything I do, I always keep my target customers, and I'll say customers because I have two target customers, and I always keep them in mind whenever I'm creating content, whenever I'm deciding what to do, what events to accept. Is my target customer going to be there? Now, for my target customers, I don't necessarily say they live in Chattanooga or Atlanta or New York. I more so describe them as, do they live in the suburbs or the city, or right outside the city, or do they live in the in the country?
Now, when you're doing this, are you doing it based off of history of purchase, or you've set that as your ideal?
Yeah, because I'm interested in how did you come up with your target customer?
Yeah, so I set who the target customer was first. It started to hone. I didn't really necessarily. So when I first started, my target customer was actually me. So it's a Black girl who loves to travel, who probably lives in the city, has natural hair, has a high-paying tech job. That part's not me because I was a teacher. But has a high-paying tech job, does brunches, is probably a part of the Beehive. Like, that was my target customer, right?
Okay, so me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always at the market.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, you don't mind.
You got me.
You'll have the brand names, but you'll also support Black and you'll also support local because you care about where your money is going.
Right.
So that was my initial target customer. So as we started to make sales, I noticed, hey, my target customer doesn't look like me. My target customer was primarily a 30s white woman, probably has a kid in, some private school somewhere, has 2.5 kids, is a professional, graduated master's degree, but doesn't work. Her husband works. They have a certain income. and they probably live not in the city, but right outside the city in a a huge house, right? And I knew their income, et cetera, et cetera. So that second target customer is what I observed bought majority of what I sold, and that's just based off of where I am. But I saw how well they responded. So that became a second target customer. And then as we grew our brand, I just know those two primary customers were what we attracted. And so one of the target customers I created, and that's who I was targeting. And the second target customer I just so happened to find. Yeah. So I ended up getting both. So everything I do, I'm always thinking about those two. And the great thing is, although different, right? One is a woman with no kids, paying tech job, loves travel, all that good stuff. They overlap in their values, right? They value supporting marginalized communities, right? And they're okay with spending money as long as it goes towards a good cause. So that was a really nice thing to see that overlap.
Awesome.
Ooh, I'm just taking it in, trying to think, girl, trying to figure out what I need to do to create, girl.
It's difficult.
Trying to create a target customer because we all know that, no, I don't want to be lifting these letters for 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to make it affordable. Yeah. But also pay me what I'm worth.
That's right.
Pay me what I'm worth, pay me what my services are worth, and then not only what I'm worth, but just for my experience. Like people think, oh, that's a lot per letter. This, you're not paying for this one letter. You paying for the time, the effort, the years that I done tried to build these things and have perfected it. So like getting into that, shifting that mindset to say, okay, now, we've gotten into a business gear, okay, shifting to say, who do we want to, and that's kind of where I've been this week, just kind of trying to figure out what's next for the business. So this is a really good thing for me to sit in on, like, this marketing masterclass.
Oh my God, thank you. When you were talking, what that brought up about making sure it's affordable and doesn't price people out. One thing, or I guess two things that always hit me is sometimes I'll be like, oh, my prices are, they're too expensive. But then I see all the work, like we do chocolate making classes. I'm like, man, these ticket prices are expensive, right? But then I see how much work goes into what we do. Right. And the specialty, like, equipment that we have to bring with us to do these classes, and the experience, and like we're curating a whole event. And then I look at how much they pay. I'm like, man, I didn't charge enough. Yeah. So you might think that it's like too expensive, but when you're in the mix and doing the work, you probably, if you think it's not enough, then go ahead and, like, don't feel bad about your prices being what they are, or even hiking them up, and get in the normal habit of moving your prices up each year, because the economy is changing. Things are getting more expensive. Yeah. And we need to keep up, right? The goal of a business is to be profitable. We need to keep that in mind.
Yeah. That's so funny that she brought up that raising your price every year. Did y'all see the barber here locally that everybody's like going crazy about on Facebook?
No, what do you say?
How much you charge? I didn't see the post, but I saw everybody's reactions to it.
So many people reacted. So basically, the barber was like, coming these holidays, this year, he was going to change his prices from, I don't even know what the original price was, but he said all cuts would go to $80. And I think he said either $35 or $65 for kids.
That's interesting.
And the city was...
Well, and I mean, too, that does play a part. Like, where we are is just, I don't know. Yeah. Woo, the mind here. So the mindset.
Like two takes on it. So some people had a positive response to it, saying that, that was kind of already what they pay. And then there were some people saying that he was insane and go see my barber because my barber would never charge this. And then some people also is like, he's a marketing genius, because what it did was bring a lot of attention to his business as a whole. Whether, they were saying something good or something bad, they were talking about his business. So what's your take on that type of marketing?
Ooh, would you pay $80?
Girl. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, but I guess people, they be like, would you pay that for a box of bonbons?
Exactly, girl.
So it's relative.
Yeah. It really is. I used to get my feelings hurt when people used to be like, I remember this old man walked to my table and he was like, oh, actually, let me tell you this, sir. This one lady walked up to my table at the market and she was like, how much are your chocolates? And I told her the price. She was like, ooh, you know that's $3 a bonbon? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, you know your competition. And she named a local chocolate shop. And she was like, they only charge $2 per bonbon. Like, why are your prices so expensive? And I had to, at first I was offended. Then I was kind of hurt. But I was like, she doesn't know. Right. So I explained to her what our mission was, what ingredients we use, how we support local, how the cacao beans are specifically from Ghana, the experience that you get. I mean, you look at our packaging and you can tell right off the rip, this is not going to be cheap. So she was like, okay, well, I'll just get a box. And she bought one box. Tell me why that woman became one of my best customers. Like, she's a VIP customer now. And every time she comes, she's at least buying 3 to 5 boxes. Always trying our new flavors. She'll stay and she'll chat. And so, it might not be worth it to some people, and that's okay. But it's what is, when you think about the barber, what is that $80 haircut? Is it just a haircut, or are you getting a massage? Right. Is he going through the whole thing? You getting some champagne? Are you getting the white glove treatment? What is coming with that $80? Yeah. And for some people, it's not just a haircut. It is a time for them to de-stress, and they'll be willing to pay that $80 for that experience. So for me, it's all about what value are you giving your customer? And you have to determine, we call it value proposition. So what value are you giving your customer where they're going to be willing to spend $80 to come to you versus $25 for somebody else?
Yeah. True story. I like that.
Appreciate it. I just learned that in boot camp.
Y'all better pick up these gems.
Oh my goodness. Let's take a break and let's talk about Simply Moguls has an event coming up. We actually have 2 events. So you want to tell the people about what's coming, what we got?
So first we're going to have a brunch, the Kirk Franklin tribute, and it is called Second Service. So we want everyone to come out and have a good time with us, because we're going to be listening to all of Kirk Franklin classics, eating some good brunch, and also drinking mocktails. There will be no alcohol served at this event, and the tickets are $50, and you will also be able to enter the raffle to win tickets to go see Kirk Franklin live in Nashville. So that'll be happening November the 12th at 1:00.
Yes.
I had to think about it. And then the second event, I can't wait for this.
Is it what I think it is? November
No. Oh. That's she's talking about the vault.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yes, Lord. Shateria, simply Shateria.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. We'll talk more about that. Yes. But Simply Moguls, we are going to be doing an Usher and Chris Brown tribute.
Okay.
So DJ Shy, he's our resident DJ. He's going to be playing all of Usher's hits, all of Chris Brown's hits, and we did a friendly little competition. So I think Usher, you wear black, and then Team Chris, you wear white. And so we will have some photo opportunities for you to take pictures in your black or your white. Rumor has it, I'm coming in both colors. I can't pick one. So, but those tickets are $65, and you can go on our website, simplymoguls.com, and get both tickets, because y'all always do this. Y'all wait till the last minute, and then y'all be like hitting us up in our DMs. Yeah. Can we meet? You got any more tickets left? And we be like, they sold out. Right. So, please.
We're doing tickets at the door this time.
You don't? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not doing tickets at the door. So make sure you go get your tickets, and thank you for supporting.
Thank y'all. We can't wait. I'm real excited about Chris Brown and Usher. I'm excited about Kirk too.
Yes.
Because at the last event, people was up there about Kirk. Also, the game that we gave tickets away for, the Falcons and Commanders game, is today.
Oh, yes.
So our winners are actually at the game
today.
So
and we thank CMET, Carter Murphy exclusive travel, where they make travel fun, elegant, extravagant, and exclusive. So we shout out to them. We thank them for being a podcast sponsor.
Absolutely.
All right, back to the conversation. Okay, so let's get into so you primarily market on TikTok, correct?
TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Oh, and email marketing.
Email marketing. Ooh. And you have an assistant.
I have what is it? I like to say social media manager, but really she's like communications, communications.
Okay. So talk to us about the viral moment that you got this year.
Yes. So that was absolutely life-changing. I knew when it happened that nothing was going to be the same. I knew it. I just didn't know how crazy it would go. So the interesting thing about you bringing up working with a social media company is I started to work with a company November of last year. And while they did a decent job of taking the work off my hands and like the content they shot was high quality, but I often felt like the messaging wasn't me, the brand wasn't me, the voice wasn't me. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up leaving that company and going with somebody else later on. Well, I ended up leaving that company and taking it on myself again because I was paying a lot of money and I was getting the same engagement, same views that I did by myself. And there were times where I was actually doing it like better by myself. So I was like, I can't be paying you guys and not, getting anything. So it just so happened that during the top of the year, it was January, and I had been a follower of Keith Lee for years. I had been watching him right at the beginning of the pandemic when he was still doing MMA fighting. And I knew the transition that he had made to do more food reviews, but a lot of it was like local, right? None of it was doing an e-commerce business.
And he's in Vegas?
He's in Vegas.
Okay.
I remember seeing a pickle video where he reviewed this lady who like pickles like food. And I was like, holy crap, like she's an e-commerce, she ships. I don't think she was in Vegas, but I saw that she was shipping. So I was like, okay, I have a shot. So I told my husband the idea and he like encouraged me. And I felt nervous. Like I was so scared of rejection. I was going through a lot at that time. And I was like, I don't want to hear another no. I just can't take it. But every day, did you send the email? Did you send the email? No. Eventually I was like, okay, look, I'm tired of you asking me. I'm going to send this email.
So you can hush.
So I sent the email. And then that's when we did a parody video. And I pretended to be him. And our followers tagged him in our video. We tagged him, and then our followers would go into his like videos that he was posting and tag us. And then March of this year, I posted a video, and the funny thing is, the video was like, God's gonna do it. He's gonna blow my mind, something like that. And I posted the video, and I was just like, I wasn't even thinking that this was the video. I don't even know if this was the video that got
me. And that'd be so crazy because you do not ever know which video it's gonna be.
At all. And you can put 10 hours into editing a video and it gets 5 views, and the one that you shoot with no makeup in 10 seconds,
that's the one, 1 million views.
It's so frustrating.
I was like, what? Strawberry brownies for me, 2 million views. What the?
What mine is the Julius in my way at the Beyonce concert.
Yes.
I'm like, still just going up there. It's just.
Wow! Like congratulations! Like it's exciting to see that.
It is.
So yeah, we posted that video, and I don't know what was the video that caught his attention, but he ended up purchasing chocolates from our website. I saw the order come in, and I saw it and I was like, it said Keith Lee, but it was shipping to like another name.
Oh wait, so he purchased?
Yeah, so that's the thing. So
he always buy.
He purchases full price, no discounts.
And tips.
Yeah, and tips. And he tries to do it as anonymously as possible.
Yeah.
So he purchased from our website. That way his reviews are genuine. There's no way you're like buying him off and stuff like that. So he's very, 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 very genuine about the work that he does and really intentional. So I saw the order come through and I was like, this is not real. Then I saw it was in Vegas. And I was like,
this is real. Wait a minute.
Girl, I was at Needless. I called my husband. I was like, oh my God, I'm trying not to scream. Like, can't we just place an order? And it was the day before my birthday, day before I turned 30. And I was going to take the next day off. But I was like, girl, let me get in the kitchen. We need to, we're sending this order. Okay. Yes. So I got in the kitchen. The next day, we got everything packaged up. We shipped it. And I was like, look, I'm shipping it on a Wednesday. I don't know. It might take him 3 weeks to post this review if he even does it. So I kind of just put it away in my mind. And my brother, who's a chocolatier, he was leaving for Ghana the next week. So I was like, I kind of really hope he doesn't like post a review, because we're going to be down one chocolatier. And then it's just going to be 2 people. Like, what are we going to do? So come Friday, I had a market in the morning on Saturday. And I told God, this was my last day working on a Saturday. I was going to get back into church, start going to church on Sabbaths again. And this was it. I was going to just do better. Rudy wakes me up like at 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. I can't even remember now. And he like shows me this video. He's like, we got the review. And I'm like, I'm delirious. Like, why are you waking me up? Like, I have a market in the morning. Like, why are you showing me my own video? And I was like, wait.
He stitched it.
I was like, I didn't post this. Yes. So he stitched that video. And he was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I just remember watching the video and like freaking out.
Oh,
I know you did.
Tears
Girl.
would start rolling down my face.
Girl, tears were rolling. I was screaming, jumping.
Yes.
Bella's sleeping next to us. She's like, she didn't even wake up the whole like moment. I'm like praising God. Then I'm like, wait. We gotta go check our website. We go, because we're reading through and it's like, everything is sold out. I'm like, wait, what? So I go. Everything I had for the market was sold out. So I was like, well,
oh my God.
I knew what to do with this, because for years we've been changing how we operate. Sometimes we take pre-orders. Sometimes we make it. We make it 2 orders. Sometimes we make it, and then when you order, we fulfill it fast.
Yeah.
So when I saw that everything was gone, I was like, well, I can't lose out on all this money and all this attention and all these orders.
Right.
People want to order, and they can't order right now because we don't have anything.
You got to pivot.
Girl, put everything on pre-order that moment. And it just started ringing. And I was like, you know what? Well, I have nothing for the market. So I get to go to church, look at God. I now am able to start fulfilling my commitment to him. This happened the week I turned 30 in the 3rd month of 2023. And it was just like, and the threes didn't stop there, because God is so good. But I went to the market the next day, and I was just like, hey guys, sorry. And it was a Nashville Black market. They came from Nashville.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt bad. I was like, this is their first time doing it here. I can't just not show up.
Right.
So I showed up. I explained my situation, and I put a table out there. I put a cart line. I literally hand wrote in like a Sharpie marker and like a paper. We just got reviewed by Keithley. We've sold out. If you want to, you can pre-order, online and grab a card or whatever. And I went to church, and I was just praising God.
Listen.
Because I knew. I literally posted on Facebook, I don't know what this means, but I know our lives will never be the same, and it hasn't since.
Ooh, come on. I'm getting chills over here. Yeah.
Look, as long as I live, this one event showed me how miraculous God can change your life overnight. And when I think of how it was before that moment, how we were just in the trenches, in the struggle, going on faith, losing jobs, losing money, just losing sleep, baby, postpartum, all these life changes. And you feel like you're alone and like you're abandoned by God. And it's like, why is God not moving? I've been doing everything I'm supposed to. Nothing is happening the way it's supposed to. Jesus. And for God to change my life overnight. Y'all, you will never not convince me that God doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
Never.
Girl, now I'm about to start tearing up.
Because it does. And it is so interesting, because then what people don't know, so Ella and I, we competed in a pitch competition for a grant here in the city. And ever since the first time that we met, we had kept up with each other, and it was my prayer. And I don't think I ever told you this, but it was my prayer that if we ever pitched, we pitched on the same stage. And this year we pitched on the same stage, and we won first and second place. Yeah. And
I think we knew we were going to win first and second.
Yes.
Because we planned our party.
We did. We planned our party. And so many people was like, not y'all planning the party. We just knew it was the year of Black Girl Magic.
That's right.
And so actually being on the stage with my sister in business, that was like one of my earnest prayers, because it is very challenging to to be a woman in business, but to be a Black woman in business and to be doing it at a level that you're recognized.
Yes.
And to get $30,000, $15,000, $10,000, $5,000, any amount of money, free money, for people to see you, like really see you in your business and recognize that, I really wanted to be on the same stage. And so when she's talking about those threes, she won $30,000, I won 15, and then the next, well, no, it wasn't even the next month. 7 days later, I won another 15. So we both wound up winning $30,000.
Girl.
So
God said so. 'Cause God said so.
yeah.
Sure did.
So I am the biggest advocate for, I don't know what, and I quote you a lot when we talked about our divorce. When you said, this is part of God's plan. Like, I don't know what you're doing,
Right.
but I'm trusting you in everything. Like, I don't know how this bill gonna get paid, but guess what? I trust you. I don't know how, I'm gonna make it from here to Atlanta because I got booked for a job because the truck is acting crazy. But guess what? I trust you.
That's right.
I always tell people it is the biggest comparison to a walk of faith. Being an entrepreneur, it is, if you are not a Christian, I don't know how
you holding on?
You are holding on. Being an entrepreneur, you have to believe in a higher power. Like, have to. Like, I cannot reiterate that enough. Like, and especially being an entrepreneur that is a mogul. And remember, we talked about what a mogul is, like doing multiple things well at the same time. So you have two moms that are business owners, a wife, a daughter, granddaughter, friend, church member, sister. You know what I'm saying? You have all of these things that you're trying to do well and grow something
From the ground up.
Woo.
Marco, one of my mentors, he said something beautiful. He said he's privileged to be in the role that he's in, helping entrepreneurs, specifically like Black female entrepreneurs, because he gets to see us create. Like, we don't come from a background where somebody writes us a check to help us out. It's easy to get a business loan. We have help from, family. They love us, but they don't have the financial means to support us. There's no trust. There's nothing like that. And so he gets to see us create from the ground up, from ideation, something from a literal nothing. And he says the only person, as a person of faith, the only entity he's seen do that is God. And so he says, watching us create something from nothing allows him to see the power of God. And that, when I heard that, that's why you cannot be an entrepreneur, I think, especially for us, without faith, because we are literally creating something from nothing. And the amount of faith that we have to have is the as tiny as it is, it's the amount of faith that's powerful enough to literally move mountains. Yeah. And as a kid reading the Bible, you read faith as a mustard seed can move what? It didn't make sense.
Wait a minute, I got a mustard seed over there in my purse.
But you know what? I was listening to a sermon and he said a lot of people think that when it says, "Oh, ye of little faith," they're talking about the size, like small wise, but he said some translations came in lengthwise. So having a longer span of faith when you're in something like this, because baby, you got to go the distance. Yes. Your faith has to go the distance. It has to go from, like you said, ideation to you just got to keep having faith till you see what you want to see.
That's right.
And it can be frustrating. You want to give up, honey. I done thought about selling these numbers, selling these letters, and moving on to something else. But it's just like that thing inside you be like, it's something greater on the other side of, because you start thinking like, well, why am I getting this idea or this thought to like give up? Right. Because it's something on the other side of me pushing through it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's what you're developing and growing and changing in yourself through that process of having faith to to the other side, because as you grow a business, it doesn't become easier. You just have bigger problems. Ooh. And you could, like, you know, it's not nothing to shut down a business when it's like just you're the only person, you're just making like maybe $1,000 a month. But if this is like a whole company, a whole corporation that you have, it is
more to think about.
Yeah, it is more to think about, and like you will fall from a higher distance. And so you have to be able to like push through the tough times when you're small, because there's going to be bigger problems that you're going to have to deal with as a bigger company. And you have to have, once again, that mindset to push through. So anything that you're going through now, they always say it's not a loss, it's a lesson. All of it is, what is God trying to teach me through this? Because the skills that I'm going to learn in this process, it's going to come back and help me later. And I've seen that in my journey. Everything I apply, I all the skills that I gained as, you know, when I was a photographer, when I was, you know, creating my own graphics, when I was a teacher, all of those skills I'm literally using now in building my business. I've never designed packaging in my life, but everything I did with graphic design, I was able to pull up a program and start designing my own packaging. I've never done social media in my life, but everything I did as a photographer, that helped me when I was creating content, helped me with lighting, everything. As a teacher, now we do classes. That stage presence, I'm able to go in and captivate the audience because I was able to do that as a teacher day in and day out. So what are you supposed to learn in this moment that's going to help you as you grow your business? And learn that lesson. Don't be hard-headed. Learn that lesson so you don't have to keep going through it.
My God. Come on, you better preach to us today, Pastor
Girl,
Ella.
I used to be a preacher. I'll tell you what. I used to do sermons at church.
You better preach to us. Listen, Church of Moguls, we are here.
That's right.
And counted for in the congregation. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we always do, we didn't do Mogul Motivation. You had a moment.
I don't recall.
She went to Atlanta Fashion Week. She's in the spirit. She's in the spirit. Minique went to Atlanta Fashion Week. She styled hair for some of the models. So we are very proud of her and taking steps to her dream. And so yes, we are very, very proud. You want to talk about it, or are you about to cry?
Pull it together.
Okay.
And then do you mind sharing like what your dream is?
Oh, girl.
I would love to hear that.
I have so many. So one, I have a new business that I want to start that involves hair. I can't say it because we talked about this. You know, overshare.
Yes.
We can talk about it.
I can go with the same thing.
But my dream is to actually work on sets for film and hair. That's my dream.
Yes.
And potentially one day own a salon as well.
Yes.
To start probably a hair care line as well. That's my dream.
I love it.
Thank you. You got big dreams? You got a bunch of big dreams.
Look, I'm about to start singing Jasmine Sullivan. I got dreams to buy expensive things. My dream, I have come to realize that I just enjoy building women, building community, building props. But I am a very creative person, and so anytime I get to build, like even just having a space for creatives to come and, you know, do a podcast. But I had a dream that I should have named LimeLight not podcast studio but production studio, because it's been on me heavier to like shoot pilots for TV shows and stuff. So
ooh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So I definitely want to get into that role, and I don't know if that's where I'm feeling this kind of move, where, you know, so I'm thankful that God is aligning those kind of thoughts, because it kind of, when I first was like, I really want to move, it just kind of felt like, what? Like, you know, this is home. I've always been here. I built, you know, a successful business here, you know, and attempting to build, you know, more businesses. But it just kind of was like, I think your time down here is winding on down. And so then I started having like dreams consecutively about like film and TV and stuff like that. So, you know, then that's when I kind of started thinking about where I want to move to and kind of narrowing it down. And so, I think, that is a good question. Like, what are your dreams? I don't know. I do know that, like, I enjoy being creative. And I know that I was thinking about this the other day, that God gives every person what they need to be successful and what they need to, like, reach the level of life that they want. Like, when you think about, like, singers and stuff, that's, like, amazing to me that their vocal cords give them the opportunity to have the lifestyle that they want. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like Usher, Chris Brown, the people that we talked about, Kirk Franklin, like, his life story is on the inside of him, and that is what he uses to have the lifestyle that he's accustomed to and that he wants. And so I just believe that everything that God has allowed me to go through, from losing both my parents, losing my first marriage, losing my first baby, all of those things are on the inside of me. And I know that my creativity, the love that I have for creating spaces and building people, I just know that that's part of the plan. So I don't know, but we gonna see. I'm gonna ride it out. Me and God. Final mogul moments. We are winding down. We thank Ella for coming through.
Thank you for being our first guest.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Now I'm gonna have to come back, like, at the 100th episode or something like that.
And be like, I was the first
one.
All right, so final mogul moment. What are you taking away as far as marketing like a mogul?
Marketing like a mogul. No, I'm gonna take away narrowing down your target customer or audience. That is so important, especially because I feel like now I'm like the marketing person of Simply Moguls.
Listen, I was like, I'm not doing this. So,
and this is what she does. So she done gave it over to me, and
because I just feel like you will never learn how to do it if you put it on me, because you know that I know how to do it, or I'm already doing it. So that's how you grow.
Yes, this is definitely a growing project, and
you got it.
So that was a good thing for me to use for our business.
Before I give my mogul moment, can you speak to hashtags? Like, I know some people are like, you should only use 2. And you should not use FYP, and, like,
don't listen to anybody. Okay, don't listen to not a damn thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I have seen videos go viral and they put FYP trending viral, and I've seen videos go viral and they put no hashtags. For a business, your hashtag really is just to help when people search you pop up. So almost see it like search engine optimization or SEO. So whoever your target customer audience is and whatever you think they're looking for and you want them to find you, like, that's Google. The hashtag you use. Exactly. So for me, there's consistent, I will always put hashtag Coco Asante. Yeah. And that helps give my brand more visibility. So when you look up Coco Asante, you're going to see that we have such and such million views, right? Yeah. And that's going to be better for me. I'm a chocolate company, so I always put hashtag Ghana. And then from there, it depends on what type of video am I using. Is it humorous, right? Or is it related to some sort of trend? I'll use that hashtag for that specific trend. If this is a behind the scenes and I know people are looking for BTS, hashtag BTS, or whatever it is that I know people are searching, that's what I'm going to use in my hashtags. The amount, honestly, it fluctuates per platform per day. It could change between today and tomorrow. Instagram's like, well, it's better if you use 2. It's better if you use 10. You just never know. So don't.
Wait, who said that?
No, I'm just saying something random. Yeah, no.
I was like, wait a minute.
Because there was a point in time where it was like you can use as many hashtags as you could fit was better, and now it's like, well, you don't want to use more than, I think last I heard it was like 4 or 5. I don't really know. So it's always, but changing. I know it's always changing. Yeah. But just make sure your hashtags allow people to search for your content more. And building on that is also your captions. It's if you use captions in your video, that's helpful. I don't know how many times you'll watch a video and you're like, maybe maybe you're at work, or maybe you're like sitting somewhere like an office space or a waiting room, and you're watching a video on TikTok and you're using the subtitles to help you see what's going on in the video, but you're not playing the sound, right? Because you're in a public space. So think about that also for people staying on your video and watching. And then, of course, the caption that you use at the top of the video to hook them in, but also make sure it's relevant. So once again, your searchability. Now when you go and you watch TikTok videos, if you hit the comments, what will pop up at the top is you'll see like words in blue and a little like a magnifying glass, like that search symbol. Yeah, and you'll see like what people are searching for to get to that video. So so that'll help you with your hashtags as well. So what's your target customer? Everything starts from your target customer. What are they going to be searching for to find you, and what can you put in your videos, your hashtags, your captions, and your hook, that the words at the top of your video to help people find you. That's all you need to be thinking about. The rest, it'll come.
Okay, well, my final mogul moment, I think I'm taking away that your life can change overnight. Literally, just like in the blind steps of faith, like, you know, this is a long shot. Like, I'm trying to reach this man who has 16 million followers, or however many he's got. But I'm going to tag him in blind faith, and he did a review for me. Right. You know what I mean? And like, my life is literally changed overnight. Y'all, I was there. I was helping her. I was helping her package.
Thank you, by the way.
Listen, I ain't clocked in for nobody in 3 years, but I clocked in, and I, would go over there to her packing parties, and I built the boxes. Like, so when she speaks about her product being luxury, like every step of the process in her business, she's hands-on with, and it shows. And so you think them boxes come already done, they come flat, and she builds them hand by hand. So I was there. She showed me how to do that. Then, walked us through packaging the bonbons. And then, she had to ship them out. And so just seeing that with my own eyes, like, you talk about somebody who was thanking God for a $900 a year. And then you have people ordering $300 and $400 in one order. Your life can change overnight. And here's the kicker. It be God using a person's words to not only help a business, but he's doing exactly what this podcast episode was about, marketing. Right? Marketing like a mogul, just being himself, supporting other businesses. So that's what I'm taking away. It's like reigniting the faith and the fire and the belief that in my little business that is growing into a big business, my life can change overnight. That's my final mogul moment. What about you, Ella?
Oh man. Now, does this mogul moment have to be from like the podcast today, or just like in general what I'm learning?
Today. Yeah, today.
Just today? Okay. I think for me, what I learned today is just the reiteration of like mindset is everything, and that where I was in marketing when I first started, I think I only had like a Facebook and Instagram, and I converted my personal Instagram to be my business Instagram. And to where I am now, the growth that we've gone through has been amazing, but it all started from my mindset and just willing to be able to put myself out there and showcase what we do and showcase the brand and be as genuine and authentic to myself and the brand as possible, and just growing with that. And it's nice now to be able to hand it off to somebody but we've built it in a way where that somebody knows what to do and how to represent the brand to the point where people don't know that it's not me.
Yeah.
On my social medias, my friends will send me stuff and they'll be like, well, why didn't you respond? And I'm like, girl, it's not me. Don't say anything that you don't want nobody else to see because it's not me. So it's just really beautiful to be able to see that. And now I had my, I call him my CFO. He's really my accountant, but he does CFO services. Mm-hmm. But I remember one day he walked in and he used to always tell me, like, you need to stop working in Coco Asante. You need to stop working in Coco Asante. And he walked in one day and I had the team going. We had packaging and fulfillment going. People were working. We had kitchen production. The team was going. And I was just managing the business. And he was like, you finally look like a business owner. And so the shift from me working in my business, doing everything, doing all the marketing, figuring out the SEO, picking up email marketing, which, by the way, we didn't talk about that, but email marketing is one of the most intimate ways for me to reach my customers.
See, I be thinking I be getting on people's nerves.
Girl, intimate way. Now, I'm not going to spam you like, Shein or all them other people.
Well, maybe that's why
they be texting you every day. And I'm like, leave me alone, right? But we do once a month. And when we send it, we send valuable things. We send information. We send deals. We send it like a special little code just for people who are email marketing. And we know if I send an email a marketing video, a marketing email, I'm going to get a certain percentage of people who are going to open it and a certain percentage of people who are actually going to go through and purchase. Mm-hmm. So I know if I post on social media certain things, yeah, it'll get me some, but the biggest converter is my email marketing, hands down.
I love that.
So, but just to be able to pass off all of that and let somebody else manage it because I've built it up is a really beautiful thing. And to see my mindset change as we've grown, it's been beautiful.
I love that. Oh, I do have a final mogul moment. I did want to say that it is a beautiful thing to see that although you two are local business owners and, y'all did the pitch competition, y'all did not, bite each other's heads off. And it was not,
that's
my sister.
Yeah.
No. know what the stigma can be in our city.
Yeah.
And when it's two girls going for the same thing, you're going to hear some negative talk. So I just want to applaud y'all for being beautiful Black women and successful business owners and doing what y'all do.
Yes.
Thank you. Look, I told God, I was like, if Shateria or I don't get 1 and 2, it's going to be a problem. So I was like, out of anybody on that stage, it better be, if I don't win first place, it better be Shateria because she deserves it,
we need
just
more
as
of that
much.
energy, more of that entrepreneurial sisterhood. We need more of that here. And
yeah.
It's something that Shateria is birthing.
Yes.
Here, and we love it. So
yeah. Well, thank you for being our very first
Ella.
guest. Pew, 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 pew. Thank you so much for joining us on the Mind of Moguls podcast, where we talk all things moguls.
What's on your mind?
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Great production. Yes. We did an ad break. We did an intro. We had the segments. Everything you do, I know y'all do it in excellence, but it's just really nice to also see that.